Would you tell your husband you're a serial killer, ama you have like serial killer tendencies?
Are those hopes and dreams?
Yeah, they could be. No, it's true. That's what I'm saying. It's good and bad because you don't. Racy, go ahead and ask the question you wanted to ask.
Can intimacy be experienced in relationships that are not necessarily romantic?
Platonic relationships.
Yeah, platonic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can. And remember that these platonic relationships can grow into the romantic ones. So there's a starting point. You start off as friends. In fact, the best relationships you have are the ones that started off as friends, and you build that intimacy as you go. And you see, at that point, even just going back to what we said last time, is you not be performing. Because what hinders us from having that intimate relationship with the guy we want to date is we are always performing. We are auditioning, you know, you want to be chosen, or you're playing house. And in this point where you're always at home, okay, not even, I wouldn't say at home, but you're playing house because you're trying to be a wife before you're the wife.
Look at it this way, by the way, Racy. When you're married, it's a lifetime.
Yeah.
Enjoy your singlehood to the fullest. Why would you want to play house if you know that once you get married, that's it? Like,
that thing hit me so hard.
You'll be playing house for the rest of your life until death does you part.
It's not only even just about in relationships.
Yeah.
We as human beings have a thing of, we never live in the present. We are always thinking about, oh, I looked better 5 years ago, so you want to go back to that body. Or you're thinking, I want to date this guy, and I've even seen future. We say, like, I've seen cuttings in the house and all those things, and even the children. So you forget to enjoy,
live in the now,
the present, because you're in the future. And then once you're married to this guy or whoever this other person is, because you're in the future, you start looking back and say, I wish I did this when I was single.
It's true.
But no, you are busy playing house,
and that's
you're
when
busy auditioning and performing.
Midlife crisis.
You know,
you're trying to live your best life, the life you didn't live in your singlehood. Now when you're married,
because you got married quite fast, or even because you were married before even you were married. So I think there's a lot of power in being in the present and enjoying who you are, and building those intimate relationships with people that you feel safe with. That's what I mean. Once you know who you are and the value of what you have, then you're okay. You'll be in a better place to choose the kind of people you let in.
Exactly.
It's like a house. You value your house. You even put insurance and alarms for your house because you like your house and you like whatever is in that house. That's what your body even should be. Your personality. Who are you letting in? You know, once you know your worth, it's much easier. And yes, it is very possible to have intimate platonic relationships. Yes.
But remember what we said last time, communication is key.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to pass along the wrong message. So always learn how to communicate. If you see things are veering off towards a direction you are not comfortable with, just speak it out. Yeah.
Plus, intimacy really comes with communication. I don't think you can have an intimate relationship without communication. In any, even the sexual relationship,
It is communication.
Unless you're bumping ugly.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And what if you build intimacy with different guys and they all give you a different level of intimacy, and then now you're like, who do I choose? But you like all of them, so how do you do that?
You cannot have all of them.
Can I tell you something? And this is, I'll even speak from, I think, and I had this from a guy's perspective. We live in a generation where we want to have a piece of everyone, you know? And the only reason that would make you do that is because you don't want to be accountable to one person. If you ask me, that's cowardice.
Is
Running away from commitment.
We date many people.
I did, but what you're saying is you want to be intimate with all these people. Because dating other people is the hanging out
levels
bit.
of intimacy that don't involve sex.
Then now that means you don't know yourself.
Okay,
what do you want?
So
let's even talk about girlfriends.
Answer that, then you're good.
Then you're good.
Let's talk about girlfriends, right? You have many girlfriends. Do you relate to them all at the same level?
No.
Exactly. So how are you relating with all these guys in the same level of intimacy or different levels? Because it takes for you to open up yourself to somebody like that, this person must have proven yourself. So if you have all these different men to open up to, first, I'm actually impressed that you have found so many
I know, right?
who are worth
Getting to that level. In
Not
this
saying
day
that
and
they're
age.
none.
No, yeah. And it's good.
You know, because I'm sure even them, they would say, like, there are no girls.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
true.
And it's not that they're none. It's just that I feel like for you to be able to find that person, you need to be able to be open with one at a time, or, you know, like, give yourself. Intimacy has to have investment.
Yes.
So in short, as you're dating this many guys, you narrow down to one person
Yeah.
that you...
The
What we
dating
s-
pool
yes.
is supposed to help you narrow down
Yes.
to the person you want to have, to the person that you feel like I can go to the next level with this person. And remember, this intimacy is building hopefully to courtship. It doesn't mean it has to. It can always stop.
Yeah.
And that's what saying the investment has to come. The people you're intimate with is because you're invested in them. You've invested time. You've invested, what else can you invest in a relationship? Emotion.
Yes.
You've invested
Money.
In
Yeah.
fact, money is a big one.
Yeah, it is.
Because we said the other time that where your treasure lies, that's where your heart is, right? And you will find, I'm not saying everyone's treasure is money, but even you can see what's the kind of person I am with. I mean, how do I see money? If I'm spending money on you, I like you.
Yeah.
You know. So if this guy is also spending, and you've seen the way he relates to money, you know, there's that guy who just gives money, or not gives, but he doesn't have such a strong
Attachment.
to money. But then there's a guy, and you'll see he is spending time and money on a certain thing. Then you'll know that's where his treasure lies. Yeah.
So, and ideally, you should know what you want. That is the key. If you know what you want, it's very easy now to just start, you know, ticking off and saying, you know, this is the direction where we are heading.
Yeah. And you can also look at clues. You know, the good thing about having the intimacy before even the sex comes is you'll be now, it's clearer to see what the other guy is doing. You can pick up certain clues and you see that, okay, this is the kind of person he is. Would I be able to deal with this?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good and the bad. Yeah. So we are good.
Okay. So I'd like us to talk about intimacy in marriage and probably dive a bit
Into it.
deeper into it. And I listened to some guy talking, he was talking about there are actually 7 levels
Of intimacy.
and I like that he said 7, because 7 is such a good number. In spiritual, we mean completeness, right? And I also think this can also apply to dating also, you know, because this helps build the bond.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, but I think as we said, that companionship talks the relationship, and marriage speaks to partnership. So this is how you constantly ignite
The
that
flame,
fire and the flame.
true.
Don't let it blow. So the first was cliches, right? And cliche was the kind of normal things that you talk about. How's your day today? And you say it's fine. You see, there's such generic answers. Umekula. What else do they ask? Una come home sangapi?
That's true. Yeah, that's cliche.
I know. How was work? It's very cliche.
So that's level 1.
Yeah,
But
but
those happen daily though.
they happen daily. Like that's where you start from there before you go to a toto. Kuna diapers to other things. It starts from there's a concern points level, right? Then the other part we go is to the facts. So facts are in 2 layers. There's a general fact and the personal fact. And the general is pretty much like hakuna mafuta nyumbani.
Why are you narrowing down on?
I don't know.
Okay, that's the general.
I think so.
Yes.
I think so, but personal facts are like things that you're going through.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Like today I'm in a good mood because
Yeah.
something happened. It's a fact. It cannot be changed.
Or it's fact, like things that you don't like. You know, like I told you to tell me if you're coming home late.
Yeah. And you don't do it.
Yeah. So can Can we talk about
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
You know, those are the personal facts.
Yes.
Or
So basically, it lies from things you like and don't like and cannot be changed. Your principles. Those are
Yeah.
facts.
you know, we should talk about change, because I believe things can be changed.
Not everything.
Not everything, but there are things that can change. I
You
mean, there's
cannot
one.
teach an old dog new tricks. And by the way, let me tell you, Ivy.
I think it's not you changing. Let me say it like this: we are not here to change each other.
Yes.
In any relationship, and neither are we here to fix each other.
Yes.
Right? You have to be whole. I have to be whole.
And that is the mindset you enter marriage with, because if you enter marriage with the mindset of changing someone,
You're
trust you
doomed
me,
to fail.
you're doomed to fail. You cannot change someone.
And in fact, if you're trying to change somebody, it's you who has a problem.
Yeah.
It's you who has, because the other person is, I'm who I am, right? And I think that comes back to the aspect of why you planning to date somebody who you need to change.
But that's the thing, and that's why we were talking about it in dating and courtship. That's where you narrow down. Checklist, that checklist. Tick the things you like, the things you don't like, the things you can live with, and stick to it. Because the moment you enter that door called marriage,
Yeah,
it's a done deal.
true.
Yes.
So I'm not talking in terms of going to marriage to change people, but I believe that there can be change.
That's true.
Yeah, because see, and I like using this example very much. If someone comes and says that I have a weakness when it comes to communication or returning calls, nothing stops you from becoming the person who is
But change has to come from within.
from within.
Yes.
So I'm saying the change I can be let's say, like, let me give you like a personal thing. Sometimes when it comes to communication, I can communicate a bit too much.
Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes I will go back and ask, was that necessary? You know, so I can make it my personal goal to think before I speak.
Yeah.
You see, no one has told me that.
Yeah.
I've just been convicted to do. So change has to come from within. It doesn't come from anywhere else, unless you have people who challenge you to be a better person, because that also happens. But I'm not saying that we go into marriage or relationship hoping to change or fix somebody.
We can't, yeah.
Right?
In
And
any
plus,
relationship.
I think the best part about being in a relationship is having two different angles or different people who come together and complement each
and
other.
respecting those differences.
Because you're one whole, I'm one whole. If I change you to be like me, then
It doesn't work. Yeah. It stops being fun and interesting.
yeah, because you're just one person.
Yeah, it's true. And you're already one, especially when it comes to marriage in the biblical perspective. Once you get married, you're already one in
You're
that
one.
sense. So why would you want me to be like you?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Then that actually kills off the intimacy.
And I think also it talks to one person, what the other partner who's trying to change this person to the insecurities.
And that's why we have narcissists and such, behaviors coming out. Yeah. Okay, what's the next one?
The next one, so we've done cliches and we've done facts,
yes.
right? The other one is opinions.
Hey, this is up on your mambo yote. You
It
get
is.
where people have their own opinions and then they don't want to, just what we are saying right now, like having an opinion and you really stick to it.
Yeah,
And
and
I
even how you share your opinions.
Yes. Your opinions are your opinions, but that doesn't mean I really have to embrace them, does it?
No.
It doesn't.
What do people say about opinions? Opinions are like?
It's a saying.
There's a saying, either like opinions are like asses and everyone has one, or battles or something.
Oh yeah, there's something like that. They're like asses, right? Okay, we'll go
Everyone
with
is
that one.
entitled to their
Yes,
opinion. That's what I'm
yes.
saying. But
They're your opinions.
their opinions.
Yes.
And how do you react once you hear another person's opinion?
Even though you don't agree with it.
Yeah, because the reaction is now the important part. You know, I always say communication is about you saying, stating your feelings and how you feel, but how the other person receives it is really up to them.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So if I share an opinion about something, does the other person always take it personally? Or do they go like, I heard you, but I don't agree, but it's cool, we can have a different opinion in this one, right? So it's the reaction after sharing an opinion
That matters.
so sharing the opinion is not the problem but also you should ask for wisdom on how to share
And also receive.
and receive.
I'm the kind of person who receives it. That's why I've been asking for more wisdom,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to marriage. We're very opinionated in our own ways. So that's why you're told, like, pretend you have a glass of water and you've just drank water. Put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
By the time you swallow,
Kunywa maji.
kunywa maji kwanza. By the time you swallow, if you are planning to say something really bad,
Kunywa maji.
it will have, like, gone away, and you'd have to find a different way of saying whatever you wanted to say.
Yeah.
So I've had to learn how to do that,
I
because
am learning.
most fights in marriage are from opinions.
Oh, trust me.
Yes.
I wouldn't even go. Okay, I'm not married, but I'll tell you, if I was to sit here with especially my sisters,
Yeah.
they will tell you, like, Ivy, there's a way you say things the way you say them, and I don't like it.
So I think you're right. When we're talking about change, it's not about you can relearn.
You can.
Yeah, to
And it's a
accommodate the other
choice.
person.
It's a choice for you to take criticism and change.
Yeah.
Or you can choose to be who you are, but decide to always be like a thorn in your relationship, right? So, and there's now the tonality and the body language. The tone and the body language that someone has can also lead to people having internal conversations.
Yeah, that's true.
For example, I can come and tell you, like, when you do this, I feel this way, and this person will go like, okay.
How
And
do
just take the remote and switch a channel. I have just told you something that is affecting me.
So basically, you've dismissed them.
You have dismissed me,
true.
or I tell you about something you did, and I tell you about something that I saw you do and made me a bit uncomfortable, and I just go like, yeah, whatever, and you move on.
Yeah.
You see, the next time I have a concern, what will make me want to come to you?
It'll
I'll
either
start
be
thinking,
hostile.
you'll be hostile, or I'll start overthinking. I'm like, I think he's cheating, or I think he doesn't care about me anymore.
And
you
those
see the
thoughts
internal
have a lifespan
conversations.
of their own.
Yeah.
They just go and blossom into other things. Yeah.
So we said cliches, one, then facts, two,
Opinions.
then opinions, and we talked about tonality and the body language that can lead to the silent conversations. So how you share information and how it's received will determine if I'll ever want to share information with you again.
Yeah.
And then now we were talking about hopes and dreams. Have you talked about it? No, we're talking about hopes and dreams now. And hopes and dreams is where it's like a deeper level of intimacy, because now you feel comfortable and
Feel accepted.
and not judged, to share your deepest part about things that you long for, things that you want to do,
Good and bad.
good and bad, by the way.
Yeah.
Good and bad. And you can imagine at this point, you don't want someone who tells you stop being childish,
True.
or grow up, or be realistic, And I'm not saying it's bad to fact check somebody or bring them back to earth.
But there's a way you can do it in a loving way.
Yeah, or just be in the moment with her or him. Be in the moment and say, like, I see what you're saying, because I also wished for such things.
Would you tell your husband you're a serial killer, Ama, you have like serial killer tendencies?
Are those hopes and dreams?
Yeah, they could be. No, it's true. That's what I'm saying. It's good and bad, because you don't know what kind. Okay, by the time you're marrying them, of course you know. Sorry, I digress. Please continue.
I'm actually scared now.
I am not a serial killer.
Okay, let me say, sometimes that as a single girls, when you talk about such things, we don't usually think about the magnitude of how truthful people can be.
That's the thing.
Until it starts happening and somebody says that
they killed someone.
Dear.
Okay, I'm sorry I keep going back there, but for me, I think that would be the epitome of something that would really make me reconsider, a relationship. Like, where? Okay, sorry, continue.
I'm actually thinking about, I didn't think of murder as one of the things that people would share, but now that you think about it, you're telling you it's a safe space for people to come and talk. For me, what would scare me
Ama you buried a body somewhere. Okay.
Okay, I think the question now would be is, are you talking from a place of regret and you really wanted to share it? Ama, are you talking a place of victory? Like,
You don't want to die with it.
you know?
Yeah.
Because that, you see, the intention is,
Yeah.
are you doing this? Are you telling me because you regret doing this and you want to deal with it? Are you telling me about this very fun thing you did?
Okay, I will not let that kind of brain come out. Can we just move on with this?
Oh, Sharon.
Because if I start going in that direction, we will be talking about other things. Yes.
I think for me, if you told me that I love snakes and I have a snake at home, I think that's just too much sharing.
I'm a fetish.
Like, I'll leave you with your snake.
50 Shades of Grey kind of fetishes.
You can work with some
yeah.
things.
You can work. You can.
We can.
Okay, that's a discussion for another day.
Yes.
No, by the way, for real, like fetishes and in Christian marriages, are they allowed? Sex toys, such things. It's a conversation we should have.
Is there like a no-go zone once you're married?
Yes, there is. Can we just move?
Okay,
on
let's stick to
swiftly, because if we go in that direction, go ahead and tell us in the comment if you would like us to have a conversation on sex toys and marriage.
I think sex toy is limiting it because there's a lot.
How would you like us to phrase it?
I just thought about like no-go zone when it comes to marriage, when it comes to sex.
Okay.
Is there where we draw the line?
Yeah. Please comment if you'd like us to have such a discussion. Yeah.
So we've done hopes and dreams, and now it's the feeling, which I feel like it's almost the same thing, where we were saying, okay, so hopes and dreams are aspirations, and now feelings are things that it's your everyday, how you're feeling. It could be because of the other person or just who you are. As women, we go through very
many ups and downs, emotionally.
Hormones and stuff. So you could be feeling something and you're feeling very open, or is it a safe space for you to share that? And then the last one is thoughts, fears, and failures. And here's where you share about the thoughts you have for the future you're having, the fears that you have about even getting married or being with this person or getting children, and also the failures that you encountered and how to deal with those things. Because a lot of people, in fact, even what brings a lot of mental issues is
the fact that you're not
dealing with your fears, you're not dealing with your failures, and you're not dealing with the thoughts, because it can get a bit loud in your head.
Yeah, it can. That's true.
So a place that, if you ask me, like the ultimate point of intimacy is having a space that you can do that. And if you have that in marriage, your relationship is working and your marriage will work.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's funny you bring it up, because we were discussing with my husband and saying we need to start individual getaways. Times by yourselves for 3 or 4 days. You just go be by yourself and by your thoughts. Just to reflect on where you are at in your life, and come back refreshed and come back with a new vision and a new.
I like that.
Yeah.
There's a friend of mine who actually also just did that, and she keeps saying you can never pour from an empty cup. For you to be in this relationship, you need to be whole.
Yeah, you need to
be at your best, and sometimes that means taking a break.
Yeah.
And coming
it's not
back
bad,
rejuvenated.
by the way.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It
as long as the
actually
two of you
helps.
have agreed on how to do it. Because the bad thing would be you're taking breaks and you're not telling the other person. Communicate.
Yes.
Even in relationships where you're not married, it's okay to want to have me time.
Yeah, I agree.
Recharge, go away, also do, but just communicate.
That's true.
Talk about it. Yeah.
And so for today, our anchor Bible verse is from the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, from verse 3, which says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ, and having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled." That is from the book of 2 Corinthians 10, 3 to 6.
Yes.
Yes. So those are the kind of verses we are saying, the Bible verses that you need to learn to keep your mind mentally strong, to be able to handle the temptations and
Work that muscle.
Yes. Work that muscle.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Sharon, I feel like today we really talked about intimacy. So the next video we'll have to talk about sex.
Yeah. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about all the good things, all the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex. You remember that song?
I do.
Yeah, now
Trust
you know how
condoms.
old we are. Are we signing off?
No, okay, I had gone back to all the ads that I saw of trust and how naive we were.
You
We
remember
used to
the umbrella
watch like
one?
this. That was hot.
That one was
That was hot.
right?
I came to know that it was hot. Then I didn't understand what was going on. Especially when like the umbrella just shoots.
And then everyone is like, even the old guy in the nini. By the way, we should look for that nini and like do a pop-up of the video.
Are we advertising trust here?
No, we are not.
No. Okay. So, thank you for watching. It's been awesome.
Yes.
We pray that your intimate relationships grow and not just the other person, because I think we also have to start looking inward as you're hoping to have a more intimate relationship. Remember that you're bringing part of that in your relationship. So look inward first. See the areas that you need God to expose and work on. That way you're in a better place to give your partner a safe place to open up. Right?
I agree completely. So that is it from us here at Bountiful Muse. Until next time. Bye.
Goodbye.